Hello everybody, welcome back. Ooh, cold November day. Ah, nice little heat. The candle actually warms me up this time of the year. I'm going to leave my heater off so that we can have nice and quiet, peaceful reading. It's an overcast day, as it is always in November. Kind of always a little bit discouraging. But it's a time for lights, and Christmas lights are going to be appearing next week. I don't know if here, but in front of me for sure, because I need the beautiful, that's my preference for Christmas. It's not about the gifts, it's not about anything, it's the lights. The lights do it for me every single time, and now that I've admitted it to myself, I'm going to put up lights. All right, talked about me for once. I haven't done that in a couple of weeks. Here we go. I pulled some cards today. And these spoke to me of the things you may have seen as faults instead of gifts. As blessings. They are blessings, and they should give you confidence. But I think in some cases they didn't. You saw them as faults. I'm going to give you an example of me because that's how it came through. I always thought that sometimes I didn't have the words, right? You know, you ever go somewhere and somebody sounds super intelligent, they have all the right words at the right places, they have all the right sayings, they say them properly, which is something I never do. I suck at sayings. Oh my God, I am terrible at it. But you know what? I always thought, you know, I'm a smart person, but I can't always find the words. And my guides told me that this was on purpose, okay? There's a few reasons why. Because I have to pause before I speak. I have to think things through. That's one, which is always a good thing. To have to think things through. Not be completely certain of your words or your thoughts before you speak them. Two, there is a process of wanting to explain something when you can't find the big words. So in other words, you use metaphors, comparisons, such as type deals. And this is not only good for you, it makes you really grasp whatever you're trying to explain, but it also explains it to people in ways that they will also understand. So this has become a gift, not a curse, not something that I have to sit and say, oh, you're not educated enough or your brain doesn't work properly. No, actually, this gift, if you see the grounded card right here, has grounded me in a place where it has actually offered more options. Macrocosm, and the 7 is about choices. It's about expansion. It's about a lot of things suddenly appearing, right? So how does my story apply to you? Easy. There is something in your life that you have maybe berated yourself for or giving yourself a hard time about, and it's actually been a blessing. Right here, there's the blessing card. And developing it right now should be something that brings you into confidence, okay? Beautiful sunflowers, the fire energy. It has made you bigger and better than you are because you've seen it for maybe part of your life as a fault, as something you needed to develop, something you needed to work on. So regardless of if you got better at something or you're still every day working towards getting there, it's not been anything. These cups that have fallen here in the 5 of Cups, it's not saying to you, oh, I suck at this. It's telling you, what do I do with these, right? There are many more options with these cups. Just because they've fallen doesn't mean you can't stand them back up. That's something I never hear anybody talking about. There's no need for you to just look at them or stare at them. If anything, seeing what the cups will do at their worst is grounding you right here, the grounded energy, okay? It's grounding you in the reality that you see it, not from just one point of view. You see it from all points of view. Just take me for example again, right? If I had had all the right words and just only spoken to people in long words that nobody understood, like a scholar and intelligent, and there's nothing wrong with that, I would only reach a certain percentage of people. I would never understand that there is a group of people that need more in a way of explanation. By me fighting to try and find a way of explaining my thoughts when I can't find the words, I'm actually showing other people who have the same problem or need more explanation that I, first of all, am like them. Secondly, not above them. Thirdly, that they can now use that own power, their own power, to do the very same thing. I'm connecting with a whole bunch of different people, there's the Seven of Cups, in a multitude of ways, right? You may have that same thing that you are silently saying, oh, I wish I was this, I wish I could do that, I wish I could sound like this or be like that. Have you ever thought for a moment that maybe it was a gift to expand who you are? To be more. You have the empathy card here. When you are somebody who has to look at different facets, right? Do different things because it's just a little harder for you. People will have empathy for you. Of course they will. Because the human condition understands that sometimes life is hard. It's hard to understand, it's hard to connect, and it's hard to have insecurities. Do you feel more comfortable with somebody who appears perfect, who will show up at your house and judge everything around them because they have a perfect home? Or do you look at somebody who's got a few broken things with more empathy because you figure that person understands me, they're not above me? Right? Exactly. There's the 4, connection, stability. It builds stability around you. So when you look at yourself and judge yourself very harshly for the things that you think you're failing at, I want you today to take a moment, and you know what it is, you'll know what it is exactly, right? You can make a list, you don't need to make a list, just pick one thing. And see how that has made you grow, expand, how you've had to find different ways of getting around the situation. Because that's where the gift is. Not in the actual affliction you think you have, but the thing that you've had to do to grow beyond it. The reason I'm so good at doing what I do here is because I do exactly that. I take what they have to give me, and I expand upon it. But I'm expanding myself at the same time. I am growing in real time with you as I explain the cards, right? As I explain the energy coming in. I am literally carving out pathways here with you in real time. That's my gift. My gift is to say, I see what they mean. Now I need to explain it in a way that is not too big in language, too above anybody's head or my own, that I can find the words, the comparisons, the metaphors, the stories, where people go, I understand that. Where I can say, I'm happy and I feel that anybody could understand that. Right? Including myself. So this is not a curse for me. This is a gift. This is not something that I look down upon anymore. This is something I look at as a really beautiful thing to have been gifted in this lifetime. I want you to do the same. It's not this reading was not about really anything. It's about going inside of yourself and seeing who you are. We spend way too much time talking about the things we don't get perfected instead of looking at the things we're constantly working on to make ourselves a more whole being on this planet. For ourselves, not for anybody else. We spot something and say, that needs work. And what we actually need to do is go, damn, I worked on that, and look at where I'm going with it, right? But we rarely do that. We go from failing to success, and we take the work part in the middle and forget that that is where the success actually is, in the decision to move forward in a way that's moving, simply moving. You did something about it. As soon as you started taking the first step, you succeeded immediately. You embodied that success. So it's not I'm lesser or more. It's I'm a beautiful, working, building work of art. And as soon as you say that and feel that, you're going to have confidence. It's going to ground you. Avenues are going to grow. You're going to have empathy both for self and for others. You're going to build a stable foundation, something that you can put or build on. And you are going to feel very blessed in that energy. I thank you for coming in today, Pisces. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.